Yes, Maor Cohen from Pickspace. Happy to be here. How are you, Larry?
I'm great. So, welcome to the podcast. I appreciate you getting on here. One of the things I wanted to kind of start out with is kind of the impetus for how you got here, how the company was started, and kind of that origin story, if you don't mind.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm originally from Israel, born and raised in Tel Aviv, actually very close to Tel Aviv, and grew up in a community, always around people, around meetups, and a lot about like businesses of different people. So I always loved businesses, and in our village, like there are a lot of different type of real estate. So it's almost a, a habit that everyone have to just walk around, look at different houses, and like go in before they even completed them, and then think what will be here in that floor and what will happen in that floor and how would this house would look like in a year from now, etc. So it was always my life like surrounded between like community, real estate, and later on I discovered like technology, and these are the things that maybe are the things that define me the most: real estate, technology, and people. And I took, another stab on it later on, where I started to design different products for a marketing company. Think Amazon, just really, really smaller compared to Amazon, right? My brothers had a business to distribute things throughout like Israel, and they asked me, "Hey, we heard about something called the internet that you can do things and create websites, etc., and you have some touch to it. Would you mind to build us a website?" And I was like, "Yeah, for sure, I'll do it." And I built one, and I was like, "Wait, but why am I only sharing the photos of the product that we're about to sell, like some kind of a catalog? And why don't we just sell it online? Like people can look at it, and then they can pay, and that's it. We can deliver it to them." And I think that was one of the first website in Israel that actually also allowed you to complete the purchase throughout the internet. I remember after me designing it, a lot of people was to call the number. Wait a second, but how do I pay? Like, where do I go? How do I add it to my card? What is the card? And what do I do now? I'm in it. How do I complete it? So I was spending a lot of hours telling people how to complete their purchase. It was great, and the company ended up acquired by a much bigger company, a market leader in Israel for that. Thanks to the system that we build and the tech. Um, Fast forward, I was more into tech. Then I completed my uh, lawyer degree, and also my master in law and finance, and took all that together and was like, you know what? I think I want to open something of my own, something that combined the three things that I love the most, which is again real estate, people, and tech. And then Pickspace just it was very natural to me. I put on a piece of paper and all the things that I love to do, and I was like, if I need to work and if I'm to do things for myself, what I would like to do, I would like to focus on things that I enjoy. And then I just wrote on a piece of paper a lot of things. Like I remember I filled the whole thing, and I just put it aside. A few months later, I'm taking that paper out, and I'm getting the feeling that, wait a second, I'm doing exactly what it's written in the paper. It was just training for myself to see if I can just lay out all the things that I love to do. I put it on a piece of paper, white paper, and a few months later, I'm looking at it again, and suddenly I'm doing it. I'm traveling the world. I'm dealing with real estate. I'm dealing with communities. I'm building products, tech products to the real estate communities, and getting to travel the world, getting to know new cultures, new people, and amazing. So I was like, okay, I'm living my dream. So let's uh, let's keep up with that. And that's basically how I started with Pickspace.
So
Pickspace
what
in
is
a
it? What does Pickspace mostly do? What is its, I guess, pain point that it solves?
yes. So that's a great question, because as you can believe, businesses starting usually is one thing, and then they grow and they change and they pivot and they move. It's more like kids, right? Kids started as little babies, and then they suddenly they have some legs, and they started running, and then you can't catch them. Then you can catch them. Then you don't know what's going on. So I think like businesses are, especially when you created them. So it's like kids. You always love them no matter what. The difference between businesses and kids, that uh, businesses you can sell, and you kids you're not. But yes, I think in one sentence, Pickspace is a property management software, helping property management companies automate their business from start to end. Uh, all the different processes, from leasing empty available rentals, all the way to smart contract, designing a contract that takes all the information into one place and automate the whole process of uh, the continuation of the contract, meaning all what's supposed to happen while they're inside their unit, and the price they're about to pay, how much they need to pay, when, uh, who can they contact in multiple events, all the communication between the tenant and the landlord, or the tenant and the property management company. So all that, building communities within real estate buildings and co-working spaces and office buildings and malls. And Pickspace is actually answering that question to a very big, wide communities of real estate and client types. So we serve co-workings, we serve office buildings, we serve uh, residential, multifamily, and single home. So basically, if a property management company manage different type of real estate and they want to do it in one place, they would probably want to do it with big space.
Okay, so it's for property management companies. Is the software the same for each one of those different
Yes.
categories, and you just use different ones in there, or do you actually pay for like a module for like malls, or pay for rentals
No,
house?
that's a great question, because most of our competitor actually built it in a way that you need to pay if you want to use the commercial module, and if you need to pay if you do the residential. Or there are companies that just don't do different things. It's really hard to do different things. So a lot of the people just do commercial or do residential. And we build it in a way that we understand. Yes, there are companies, probably the bigger ones, but they need a system that have everything in one place and different terminology for each type of real estate. Right? When you go to co-working, you need the meeting rooms, and you need the specifications of offices and hot desks and day passes, etc. So we have that. We have all the configurations and terminology for co-working within the same system. But we also have a residential and single homes and buildings and communities within the building, and they can share things and can sell things and give things and communicate with one another. And so yeah, we build the whole thing in one place, so you don't really need to go out, you don't need to buy different modules. You pay as you go. Every unit that you add to the system, you basically add another dollar. to your subscription. So there is a minimum, and then as you grow, the system grows with you.
So, are there different pricings for different types of properties you add, or are they the same?
The only difference is actually with the co-working, where the pricing goes according to members and not according to the units. And then the other real estate type, it's usually units. Actually, when you're talking about malls, you usually have like a huge mall, but then only 30, 40, 50 um, stores, or even 100, but it's a huge, square footage area. Also calculating the square feet, the square footage, and then we have it as a fixed price, or we work with the company on the pricing.
The How old is Pickspace?
Pickspace is 9 years old. We're very close to 10 years anniversary.
Deal. A lot of companies don't make it that long, especially in
Yeah,
technology.
90% of them, 98%, I think, don't make the first year, right? And then 10% of the 2% only pass the 5 years, and the 10 years, I think there is another cut there. But let's see. I think we're gonna make this one also.
So, how many? I guess about how many customers are you guys at now, or is there what's kind of the level that you guys are at? Are you past the startup? Or are y'all still growing?
We're definitely still growing. We're growing also in different countries in the world. Right now, we're penetrating not only to the U.S. and Canada, which we are already in. Also, of course, we came from Israel, so we have clients in Israel, but we also penetrating different markets like El Salvador and Mexico and Kuwait, and we're looking at the Philippines as well. So the thing is, with our system, we build it very widely and very open, so people from different countries can use the system very easily. It's translated to different languages, and you can use it in different places in the world, from either your mobile or your iPad or your um, PC or laptop. But not only that you can use it from anywhere, the language it's a big deal, but also the currencies and the localizations of the accounting system. Because the system that we've built, think about QuickBooks, we build it inside our property management software. So we have all the accounting in one place, and we integrate it in different countries. So that's what people need, and it's interesting. So we're growing not only deeper in the US, but also widely in the world. That's one of our interesting approach. And other than that, we also are growing a lot with payment processing and developing our fintech piece and the AI piece of the system. Fintech wise, we were on our way to process $1 billion on the system. We're halfway there, but we're processing a lot of rent payments through the system, online, offline, checks, etc. But most people started to moving to online, which helps a lot with automating the whole system. And yeah, and the AI, which is very exciting.
So, what kind of things are you guys doing with AI? That would be
So AI is like, we should have started with AI, because it's an exciting topic. So the interesting thing about AI, like most people think, oh, AI, not really know what does it mean. But basically, if you break it down to like what actually that tool given me, is allowing you to break down a lot of different actions that couldn't happen right now without the involvement of a person. And you connect the dots by giving the computer, giving the software the logic of what the software needs to do now. For example, it's triggers and actions, but a lot of triggers and actions. And not only triggers and actions, but also a data lake of a lake of data that you're pouring all the different all the information or all the data that you have, and the AI allowing you to actually sort different type of information and bring it forward when you need it. Okay, so and let's break it down to actual examples so everyone will understand how a property management software could use AI. For example, every property management software company, what do they need to do? Our clients, right? What do we want to be as a software for a property management company? We want to be their right hand, right? They need to be able to come to the software and use it in order to manage to automate their processes or their processes. Let's take one of the processes that they need to do with the system. They have rentals. Let's say they have 100 units or 500 units. 20 of the 100 are available. Now, what the system does today, you go to the system, you see it. You see it. It's in front of you. You see that the unit that are not occupied, you see them in red. But that's what software gives you, right? You see it. Now you need to act. The person need to look at it, need to think, and need to act. Now, what are we adding to the system with AI? We adding all what the human on the other side is doing while he sees something. Okay, so let's think what our client would do when he sees the available rentals. Oh, we know what he will do. He will try to have them rented by someone else. And how would he do that? He would go to the marketing area in the unit, add some photos, and then after he has photos, he'll write a little blurb of what this unit looks like and what the amenities and why they should rent it, and then he's going to post it. And everything happens in our system because we have all the tools. The AI allows us to connect the different dots together and say, okay, if you have an available unit, you're going to do this. If you have an open invoice that and no one paid, so you're going to start sending reminders. If the tenant doesn't have payment method online, in order to complete the payment on that open invoice, you're going to reach out to that tenant, and you're going to reach out to him today, tomorrow, the day after, until he pays. And if he doesn't pay until a certain date, you're going to tell him, hey, we're going to add a late payment fee if you're not paying. Basically, the system getting the brain of a property management company, all the knowledge that property management company has, our software will have. So it won't be just a tool to assist you to manage, it will manage your property.
So it's predictive tasks of what the management company would normally do.
Exactly. And that's basically replace. So the same company with the same people, we're not here to replace the people, but the same company could now take 10 more properties or 100 more properties because the system does the work for them. So now they can do it in a bigger scale, or they can have some free time to do other things, to look at different deals or to optimize other things in the system. So, or in the business.
So let me ask you this: the company, the people who are going to be buying this, the property management companies, how long of a process is it usually for them to decide to buy from you? What's the buying cycle?
Yeah, so there are people that are pretty, they know what they want and they come, they see our system. Our system looks amazing, but I'm biased, but I think it looks amazing. It's easy to understand. The UX UI looks great and all the workflow, and they see it and say, okay, I got it. I need it. Put where can I sign? And then where do I sign? And then in a day, we spin up a system for them, and then we can either help them onboard the whole system, the whole information with bulk uploads of all their units, all their properties, all their tenants, everything goes on the system. And or they do it themselves. It's very easy. Like in less than a week, they have a full working system. The bank where they wanted the rent to go to is going to be connected in less than 24 hours. So basically, they meet us. 2 days later, they can start processing rent and make money. I didn't tell you that, but they can start making money also from processing, because our clients are not only our clients, they're our partners. We're rev sharing with property management companies. So we're the only property management software that actually allowing property management company to not only save money, not only to be more efficient, but also to make money using our system and our ability to cut good deals with processing and companies, payment processing company.
So are y'all partnering with another processing company, or?
Yes, we have probably the biggest processor in the world that we're working with. Their name is FIS, and we worked with them for a long time. We got a good deal with them, and instead of keeping everything to ourselves, we offering our clients to take some of it for them, so they, as a company, will understand. We know how property management companies working super hard to make a buck, so we want them to have a more profitable business. We want them to love what we've built, and we have a good deal. So we think a win-win situation. It's the right thing to do. So we share it with them. So they win, we win, and everyone wins.
So let me ask you this: on the marketing side of things and the outreach side of things, where do you guys market? What's your go to market strategy for growing the company for 2020?
Yes. So we did a lot of work around organic, and also a lot of work around Google search. And now things are changing. Uh, Google, even for the first time, I think, went down to 90% of the market share. And I think it's going to go even lower than that, because a lot of people are starting to look in ChatGPT. And a lot of the clients that we're getting lately uh, are coming to us and say, hey, we saw you on ChatGPT. ChatGPT recommended you. And then we looked into it, why ChatGPT recommended us, and we saw that we're uh, big in Reddit, and Reddit is actually pushing into ChatGPT. So a lot of people read it in Reddit or read it in ChatGPT. What's in Reddit? And so Reddit is big. Organic wins, but organic that is actually true and verified. So I think this is where the world go. Of course, if you put a lot of money on ads, people will dig into that as well. But that's not our strategy. We work a lot with referrals. We work a lot with testimonials. We work a lot with our clients to grow through their network. We go to conferences. We actually started a podcast about property management and AI. So I supposed to start that podcast and leading that podcast in a week from now. So it's going to be interesting to meet some potential clients, some industry leaders, and in general to share some ideas about the property management world and AI.
That's one of the things that you know the AI being a search engine. I think that's kind of one of these things that a lot of people really think about. I'm not sure of the long term ramifications of it, but we're certainly making an impact now, where people are starting to look for their searches, that sort of thing. And so that's one of the things that we're doing here with this podcast is the transcripts of this podcast will become part of the repository, if you will, of things. Now, the interesting thing there is, and this is good for you to know, one of the advantages of coming on the podcast is YouTube blocks crawling of their transcripts. They won't let any of those LLMs look at their transcripts. So anything you put on YouTube, it's not going to be scraped. So you won't get that advantage of ChatGPT being able to have visibility into it. And so one of the things we're going to be doing is using our transcripts putting it on our website so that it's actually able to be seen and become discoverable from the LLMs. Anyway, that's another. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So it sounds like it's been a pretty incredible journey and a pretty awesome product. I mean, it looks like an incredible product. I don't have any properties to manage at this point, but I may run into some people, so I definitely will be passing it along. So if there was one thing in 2025 that you need to fix or improve, what is it for 2025? What's that one thing that you would be fixing or addressing in 2020?
Yeah, I think one of the things that we're working on 2025 is to brand positioning as market leader and also as one-stop shop for different type of real estate. It took us a long time to get here because we start from co-working management software, then office building property management software, then residential multifamily, then residential single homes, then malls and shopping centers. And lately we connected everything together. Now we people start seeing it because when they log in, they see it, but we want more people to know that we're a one-stop shop for big property management companies worldwide, not only the US or Canada, but we can operate different real estate companies in different places in the world and integrate it to their ERPs and accounting system anywhere and process payments anywhere in the world in 130 countries. So that's what we want to do. We want to work a lot on positioning our brand and letting the world know that we build that product and now it's available for them to use.
Well, thank you for getting on here. I really enjoyed talking to you and learning about Pickspace, and it's fascinating to see where that industry is going to be impacted by you guys, and I'm interested to see how things go. So that's all I have for the podcast. Thank you so much for getting on here, and good luck with everything.
Thank you, Larry. You're great, and we'll keep in touch. I'll see you soon.